during the dating process, a lot of women don't like to ask questions because they want to feel like they're okay with everything. And whatever you do, and it's all right, it don't make no difference as long as when you're with me, you treat me well, da-da-da-da. And I think that might have been a little problematic for my marriage.
Joe, when MC Lyte divorced her ex-husband, John White, people weren't exactly shocked. Some even joked the marriage lasted longer than they thought. Their photos always had this awkward vibe, like neither one was really into the other. But here's where it gets messy. Allegedly, MC Lyte and John were living a double life. And if you ask around, plenty of people will tell you they were stunned she even married a man in the first place. That sparked whispers. Was her sexuality the real reason behind the irreconcilable differences? Or was adultery part of the fallout because John couldn't stay faithful? For those who don't know, MC Lyte and John actually met on Match.com. By August 2017, the two were exchanging vows in a gorgeous Jamaica ceremony. But fast forward just 3 years later, in 2020, and MC Lyte was filing for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. And here's the kicker. They may have been married for 3 years, but insiders say they were already separated just 5 months in. Talk about a quick unraveling. MC Lyte didn't stay silent either. She opened up about how heartbreaking the split really was. She admitted the process had her completely distraught at first. She explained that when a marriage starts falling apart, the first instinct is this desperate push to save it for yourself, to hold on to the dream. Then comes the crushing pressure of trying to hold it together for everyone else who believed in it. Family, friends, and even the guests who had flown out to Jamaica for that lavish Montego Bay wedding. Eventually, MC Lyte had to face the hard truth. This marriage just wasn't built to last. She later revealed that when the story first hit the press, people assumed she was already divorced. But in reality, she had only just filed and was still knee-deep in the process. She admitted those early days were brutal, but over time, she came to realize something powerful. True happiness doesn't always come from staying together. And just because a marriage ends doesn't mean you are a failure. According to her, clinging to a dead relationship usually has more to do with ego than love. Real strength is found in letting go. For Lyte, the goal shifted from forcing a broken marriage to look perfect to simply making sure both she and John could find peace apart. But the road wasn't smooth. She even shared that the divorce dragged on for 3 years because John was allegedly hesitant to sign those papers. Now here's where the whispers get wild. Even though Lyte tried to keep things private, rumors exploded that John was living a double life and sneaking around behind her back. On top of that, some sources went as far as to claim he had his eye on her bank account, plotting to swindle the heck out of Lyte and cash in on her success.
I think in the very beginning, I was very distraught, you know. I feel like there are phases whenever a relationship is ending, whether you're married or not. So it's that first phase, like, oh my God, I gotta make this work for us. Then it's like, oh my God, I gotta make it work for everybody else involved, the family, you know, if there are children, people who flew all the way to wherever to see you all get married. And then you get to a point where like, you know what, this ain't working, it doesn't matter. And what really matters is that we both end up in a happy place.
When she filed, the internet ran with gossip that her ex was out to drain her hard-earned money. But Lyte wasn't about to let that slide. She made sure to shut down those messy claims, making it crystal clear that no one was about to steal her coins. In 2023, MC Lyte finally set the record straight on Instagram. She made it clear her divorce was not some messy war, and John never tried to snatch her assets. She doubled down on that during her sit-down with The Breakfast Club, where she explained exactly how her money was made. According to her, it wasn't about some huge payout or hidden fortune. It all came from grinding on the road, touring nonstop, and stacking from live shows. She painted a real picture too. Lyte said, "When I started touring is when I started making money. And then I got a house, and then without budgeting or anything, by the time I furnished the house, I had nothing to cover my windows with. So I had to put sheets up in the window and have my manager stop by and be okay with that scene." Can you imagine MC Lyte, the hip-hop legend, using bed sheets for curtains? That's how real it got. She explained that only after hitting the road again could she finally finish the house the way she wanted. That story wasn't just about her grind. It was a wake-up call about the music business. Lyte stressed that there's a lot of money to be made out here, but it comes in waves, and she can only hope the younger generation is smart enough to manage it right. And she didn't stop there. Despite selling over 1 million records, Lyte admitted she didn't get what she truly deserved in publishing royalties. Imagine the legacy she built, yet the checks didn't always match the success. That's the harsh truth she put out there. MC Lyte made it very clear. She kept her entire music catalog, all her royalties, and her personal assets thanks to one smart move, a prenuptial agreement. She even addressed the gossip directly, saying, "When the whole divorce thing happened, I just saw all of this stuff that says he was trying to get this, or she got to keep. It's not that she got to keep. He was never trying to do that. We had a prenup. He's got his own stuff that I'm sure he was happy that I didn't want any part of." That's right. John never even came for her bag. Lyte explained they agreed on the prenup early on, and that was the line in the sand. She admitted she didn't like the wild turn the media took with the story, but she understood. It's the internet, and anything for a click. Still, she was relieved to set the record straight and shut down those gold digger claims once and for all. But of course, the chatter didn't stop there. Even after her statements, some people still whispered that John was living a double life and cheating behind her back. And then came the other side of the talk, folks claiming the real surprise was that Lyte married a man at all.
Did you get any money from, because you sold millions of records, did you get any of that publishing royalties, anything back then?
Slightly, but nothing like, you
should
know,
have.
I should have, yeah. I mean, this is a treacherous game. And what's interesting is on the internet now is like every nook and cranny you can see truth being told, which
Right.
is,
Really? Truth?
well, yeah, you got some
Oh.
people that are just like, look, this is how the record deal works.
Oh, got you.
You know, which I think is really admirable of those people to kind of speak their truth.
See, those long-running rumors about her sexuality never went away. For years, people have speculated that Lyte might be bi, with whispers tying her to none other than Queen Latifah. The two have always been incredibly close, and Lyte has admitted they share transparency and trust so deep that nothing is off limits between them. Some took that bond as friendship. Others insisted it hinted at something more. MC Lyte has never shied away from giving Queen Latifah her flowers. She once called Latifah her sister, the Queen, crediting her with single-handedly shifting how female MCs looked at their business and how the entire world viewed their power and potential. In an interview with Essence, Lyte reflected on their early bond, saying Latifah stood out from the jump. Her exact words were, "Right from the start, we were inseparable." She had this vibrancy artistically. Latifah was free. So much of that is because of her mother. Her mother gave her wings to fly. That closeness was undeniable. But of course, it only fueled more whispers that there was something intimate brewing behind the scenes. And let's be real, speculation about Queen Latifah's sexuality has been floating around for decades. Much of it came from her on-screen performances. Take the iconic film Set It Off, where Latifah played a masculine-presenting, openly lesbian bank robber. She was so convincing in the role that the rumors about her sexuality skyrocketed. But back then, Latifah chose silence over explanation, never confirming or denying, which only poured more fuel on the fire about her and Lyte's rumored relationship. Both women have been asked directly about the gossip. In her 2024 Breakfast Club interview, Lyte set things straight, saying their friendship is built on transparency and trust, explaining they take care of each other to avoid misunderstandings. As for the relationship rumors, she dismissed them flat out. Never was. Never was. Still, Lyte admitted those whispers about her sexuality used to bother her in the beginning. Over time, though, she learned to brush them off, saying it became more like, "Okay, that's how you want to see me? Fine. But that's not all of who I am." She even acknowledged that, yes, certain things may have happened in her life, but she refused to let anyone box her in or define her identity with lazy assumptions. According to her, being young in the industry meant always being pushed into roles, labels, and expectations that had nothing to do with who she truly was, something countless artists can relate to. MC Lyte admitted that for years, people doubted she could look the way she did and still genuinely be into men. She revealed that folks constantly tried to put her in boxes that weren't her truth, but in reality, she saw herself as far more traditional than most would ever imagine. Lyte explained that her decision to get married wasn't for clout or headlines. It came from a deep belief in the sanctity of marriage and real partnership. So when that union collapsed, she described it as absolutely devastating. Behind the tough, iconic image was a woman who just wanted love, stability, and a fair shot at happiness. But of course, the rumor mill didn't stop spinning. Outside of the Queen Latifah whispers, some even speculated about a possible closeness between Lyte and Jada Pinkett Smith. Yes, that Jada. Now, whether or not there was ever truth to that, only they know. But one thing is clear, Lyte has long been a target of assumptions about her personal life, even when the reality looked very different. By 2023, she had flipped the script completely. Lyte went public with her relationship with tech professional Aaron Johnson, officially hard-launching their romance for the world to see. Insiders said Lyte truly believed she attracted him by becoming the best version of herself, calling Johnson a reflection of her growth. She didn't hold back either. She openly admitted she was in love. But don't get it twisted, wedding bells aren't ringing just yet. Lyte has been upfront that both she and Johnson already went through marriage and divorce, so they're moving carefully this time. Still, she teased that marriage is on the table, just not something they're sprinting toward. And here's the fun twist. Fans who remember her 1993 hit Roughneck might be shocked, because Johnson is nothing like the bad boys she once rapped about. According to Lyte, this new chapter isn't about chasing chaos. It's about building with someone who matches her peace. When MC Lyte's family first met Aaron Johnson, they were floored. They described him as a ray of sunshine, completely opposite of the so-called roughnecks she used to vibe with. Lyte even admitted she had to adjust to being with someone so different, but once she settled in, she started loving this softer side of life. She said that with him, everything feels right on the inside. And apparently, the feeling was mutual. But here's where it gets suspicious. Nobody really knows if they're still together. Fans noticed Lyte wiped a bunch of their photos off Instagram, and you already know what that means. Speculation went wild. And in the last couple of months, the talk has gotten louder, with people pushing her to just be true to herself. What exactly does that mean? Some say it's about her identity, others think it's about who she chooses to love. At this point, it's hard to tell who is really living the double life, Lyte, her ex-husband, or maybe both. Either way, the mystery just keeps building, and fans can't stop debating what's really going on behind the scenes. So, what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, share this video with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe for more. See you on the next one.